What if I told you some of the world's richest, most influential celebrities lost everything, not to failed business deals or outrageous spending, but to the flip of a card and a roll of the dice? Welcome to a side of Hollywood and sports rarely shown. How stars with fortunes we can barely imagine ended up broke, chasing against impossible odds. From the neon lights of Las Vegas to the dark backrooms of Hollywood and the secret bets of global athletes, these are the stories that will leave you asking, how could so much go so wrong so quickly? And before we dive in, let me ask you, have you ever wondered how wealth and fame could disappear overnight? Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments, because today's episode is a true roller coaster. Before we begin, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share. We bring you the untold stories from the world of entertainment and sports. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming after today's shocking tales. Now, let's get started with a name that might surprise you. Mickey Rooney, from Hollywood legend to high-stakes ruin. Mickey Rooney was the bright star of Hollywood's golden era, a child actor turned beloved leading man pulling in enormous sums on and off screen. But while audiences cheered his performances, the real drama played out under the flashing lights of racetracks, smoky poker tables, and in late nights that would cost him everything. Rooney chased one bet after another, horses, cards, dice, believing his luck would always turn. But the odds caught up, and with massive debts piling high, even the mob took notice. The threat wasn't just bad press, it was real-life danger. Studios tried to step in and save him, but not even Hollywood could protect him from the wreckage of addiction. Imagine earning millions each year, then watching it vanish before sunrise. Can you picture it? Do you believe luck or skill matter most when the stakes are this high? Share what you think below. Now, as jaw-dropping as Rooney's downfall was, wait until you hear about Errol Flynn. His story brings gambling drama to a whole new level. Errol Flynn, the swashbuckler's secret battle. Errol Flynn, the dashing hero we all know from the silver screen, had battles that went far beyond sword fights and duels. Off-camera, his true opponent was the gambling table. It started as innocent bets with friends, but it didn't take long before backroom poker games and midnight races consumed both his paychecks and his peace of mind. Flynn's fortune would appear and disappear faster than a plot twist. Each win only made the next loss feel more desperate. He missed film shoots, friendships crumbled, and marriages fell apart under the weight of addiction. Can you imagine having everything, yet risking it all for one more chance at a win? Why do you think even the biggest stars fall for the same traps as anyone else? We want to hear your take, and just when you think it can't get any crazier, wait for who comes next. His story blurs the line between acting and real underworld chaos. George Raft, gambler in the spotlight. George Raft looked the part. Slick hair, a tough stare, and leading roles in gangster movies. But the risks he took off screen were all too real. He gambled like he acted, hard, fast, and without a safety net, burning through fortunes, crossing paths with dangerous people, and relying on movie studios and casinos alike just to survive one more night. Hundreds of thousands lost on a single spin, friendships traded for favors, jobs lost to debts that only grew bigger. Raft wasn't just playing a gangster, he lived it. And the line between Hollywood's fiction and harsh reality was paper thin. If you were in Raft's shoes, would you have known when to stop? Or is the thrill simply too much to walk away from? Let us know down below, because up next is the story of how one of music's biggest icons nearly lost it all. Frank Sinatra. Singing the blues, literally. Frank Sinatra, the voice that defined an era, was also legendary for his luck and his losses at the tables. Vegas was his playground, and casinos let him bet as much as he wanted, knowing the money would always find its way back to them. But for every sold-out show, for every night of applause, There was a morning where Sinatra was chasing the money he'd just lost. His close friends, like Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., were right there with him, turning high-stakes losses into wild late nights. Yet the fun became frantic as debts mounted. Ever felt like you had to put on a brave face, even when things were falling apart? Why do you think society lets celebrities risk it all, again and again? Drop your thoughts. We'd love your insight. And don't go anywhere. The story of Dean Martin is up next, and trust me, his cool persona hid some serious chaos. Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr. Charm can't beat the odds. Dean Martin, the king of cool, walked into casinos and lost mountains of cash, always with a joke and a smile, but the hurt was real. The more he joked about it, the more the losses piled up. And then there was Sammy Davis Jr. Suave, multi-talented, but always trying to keep up, even when he couldn't afford it. He lost everything repeatedly, scrambling for gigs to keep the debt collectors at bay. How much pressure do you think celebrities feel to keep up appearances? Have you ever pretended everything was fine when it wasn't? Tell your story in the comments. Now, next up, Ava Gardner and Rita Hayworth. Both were queens of Hollywood, and both lost their crowns to the house. And what happened to them will absolutely shock you. Ava Gardner and Rita Hayworth. Beauty, fame, and the price of addiction. Ava Gardner saw casinos as her playground, a place to rebel and chase the high of risk. It wasn't about money, it was about beating the odds, no matter how bad they got. She took movie roles she never wanted, just to bankroll one more binge at the tables. Rita Hayworth, America's dream girl, had a similar path. Each paycheck lost as quickly as it came in, chasing luck until she couldn't pay basic bills. Addiction turned both their lives inside out. If you had millions but felt out of control, what would you do? Do you think fame makes addiction harder to beat? Let's talk about it. Comment below. But don't go anywhere. The next celebrity managed million-dollar budgets in Hollywood but couldn't manage his own wallet. You won't believe who it is. John Huston, directing chaos. Director John Huston turned gambling into a high-stakes obsession. With million-dollar movie budgets under his control, he somehow let his own finances slip away bet by bet. He took film jobs he didn't care about and brought chaos to sets, disappearing to check race results. The legendary creativity that made his career was no match for addiction's grip. How does a genius lose sight of the basics? What keeps even the most disciplined people from overcoming habits? We're curious. Share your perspective. And just ahead, a sports legend faces a downfall you won't expect. This next story brings us from the silver screen to the world's biggest stages. Charles Barkley, Wayne Rooney, Michael Jordan, when the best lose. You might think today's sports stars, with worldwide fame and endless sponsorships, would be immune. But NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley admitted to losing over $10 million gambling. Soccer superstar Wayne Rooney lost over £1 million in a single night. And then there's Michael Jordan, whose legendary competitiveness never quite translates to the casino. They're proof that no matter your talent, the house really does always win. Why do you think competition off the field can be even riskier than on game day? What do you think drives stars to risk it all? Let's see your answers. Just when you think that's as wild as it gets, the next story involves a poker prodigy who lost it all. Stay tuned, because what happens next is straight out of a Hollywood script. Shannon Elizabeth and TJ Cloutier. Even the winners can lose. Actress Shannon Elizabeth went from Hollywood star to poker sensation, for a moment looking like she could beat the odds. But high risks, bigger losses. Soon, her poker winnings turned to debt, and her acting jobs became a way to pay it off. TJ Cloutier, a poker legend, made millions, only to lose nearly everything thanks to a lifelong addiction. Even a trophy case full of poker bracelets couldn't buy him freedom from the spiral. He wound up selling his most prized tournament bracelet, proof no win is ever guaranteed for long. Do you think skill in one arena translates to luck elsewhere? Where's the line between confidence and self-destruction? Drop your thoughts and stick around. The final lesson from these stories is about to land, and it might change the way you see celebrity and risk forever. What do we learn? With stories like these, the message is clear. No one, no matter how rich, talented, or powerful, is immune to the dangers of addiction and luck. So which downfall shocked you the most? Was it a star you admired, or a story you'd never heard? We want you in the conversation, so comment your thoughts, experiences, or surprises below. If you want more untold tales, crazy showbiz confessions, and unexpected journeys, make sure you've liked, subscribed, and hit the bell. Bigger stories and more wild twists are coming. Thank you for being part of our community. What kind of videos would you like us to make next? Let us know in the comments. See you on the next video.